Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case from Columbia, South Carolina. In the early morning hours of July 5th, 2021, police responded to a reported shooting at a home in Southeast Columbia. When officers arrived, they found a young woman inside the home who had been shot. More than 4 years later, the case remains unsolved and no arrest has been announced. This is the story of Trinity Sanders. Trinity T. Sanders was just 19 years old. She was from Columbia, South Carolina, and according to family members, she was preparing to begin college. Her mother later told local news that Trinity was beginning to come out of her shell and got along with everyone she met. She described her daughter as her twin, a bright and loving young woman who brought joy to family gatherings and was not afraid to express her feelings or her affection. But on July 5th, 2021, her life was cut short. Around 5 o'clock that morning, officers with the Columbia Police Department responded to a report of a shooting at a home on Musgroves Mill Lane. Musgroves Mill Lane is located in southeast Columbia, just off Kaufman Road. When officers arrived, they found a young woman inside the residence who had suffered a gunshot wound. The Richland County Coroner's Office later identified her as 19-year-old Trinity T. Sanders. Detectives began processing the scene, collecting evidence, and interviewing multiple people at the scene that morning. In the early stages of the investigation, authorities released limited details about what led up to the shooting. And what investigators did confirm was that Trinity had been inside the residence as a guest. Reports indicate she may have been sleeping at the time the shooting occurred. As the investigation continued, reporting indicated that investigators believe Trinity may not have been the intended target. Investigators have not publicly explained who the intended target may have been or what led to the shooting that morning. Those questions remain part of the ongoing investigation. For Trinity's family, the loss was sudden and devastating. Some relatives said they first learned about the shooting through posts on social media. In the days and months that followed, loved ones shared memories of Trinity and called for answers about what had happened. Meanwhile, detectives continued their investigation. But as weeks turned into months, the case remained unsolved. No suspect was publicly identified, and no arrest was announced. 1 year later, in July of 2022, family members and friends gathered to remember Trinity Sanders and to call for justice. By that time, investigators were still asking for the public's help. Authorities said a reward of up to $25,000 was available for information leading to an arrest or conviction. Investigators continued to say that someone may know what happened inside that home in the early morning hours of July 5th, 2021, and that coming forward could make a difference in solving the case. Years have passed since the shooting, but as of the most recent reporting, Trinity Sanders' death remains unsolved. Police have continued to describe the investigation as active. But more than 4 years later, her family is still waiting for answers. What happened in the moments leading up to the shooting? Why did it happen? and who all was involved. Trinity Sanders was only 19 years old. She had her whole life ahead of her. And today, her family continues to search for answers. Anyone with information related to the death of Trinity Sanders is urged to submit a tip through Midlands Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. Their contact information can be found in the show notes below. Our thoughts are with Trinity Sanders' family and loved ones. As we close out this episode, remember that sharing her story helps keep attention on her case and the search for answers. For updates and more cases, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Reach out if there's a story you believe deserves attention. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.